Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Kiki, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I am your host, Kiki Chanel, award-winning author, lifestyle blogger, and certified life coach. The overall theme for Kicking It with Kiki is all about mindset and personal development. When we go through life as our best self, we go through life more abundantly. That being said, y'all know how I like to do. I like to give my guests the opportunity to tell you who they are and what they do. So I am joined with a very special guest of mine. She is one of my closest friends, little sister. We adopted each other. So,
Yeah.
Ashley, tell these people who you are and what you do, love. Thank you for coming to kick it with me.
Yes, it's a pleasure. The pleasure is all mine, y'all. It's been a long time coming, and I'm super, super happy to be here. My name's Ashley Marissa. I am a serial entrepreneur. I am an event host and planner. I'm a public speaker and also soon to be author. And I'm
Yes,
also
we're gonna tell y'all about that. We're gonna tell y'all about that in a little bit. So hold your horses. All right.
yes, and a TV personality.
I love it. Thank you for coming to kick it with me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Girl, I just admire everything that you do. So I am so happy to be here.
Thank you. You already know. You already know how I feel about you. I'm so proud of you, and words cannot express how much. We've been rocking and rolling since open mic night type deal.
Seriously, isn't
Yes,
that crazy? It's giving me the chills thinking about it because, yeah, was that your first book when you came to Mitch's Den?
my third book. It was on
That
my.
was
I
your
was on my
third
third
book.
book,
Yes,
and it was the vibe was just vibing. And I came
yes,
with my friend Yosha, rest in peace, Yosha, and
yes, rest in
she
peace.
overcame her fear of public speaking at your event, and she just fell
That's
in
what
love with
gave
it.
me the
And she was
chills.
so amazing. So yeah, we
Yeah,
lost Yosha last year. So yeah,
beautiful soul. Yes, beautiful girl.
yes. So before we move into all thing Ashley Marissa, we're going to talk about mindset and personal development because
Okay.
this is the overall theme for the podcast.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
you, what is something that you do daily to make sure that you're in a good headspace as far as like positive mindset goes?
All right. The thing that I do daily to get me in the right place mentally, it's fairly new to me actually. So I've been having a very very close walk with God. So usually in the morning I would go to social media. First thing I pull up is my phone. I'm on social media. I'm checking my Facebook, my Instagram. That was the old Ashley Marissa. But recently, y'all, like I'll put on my worship music. I just listening to the music, and then it just gives me a calmness in my body. So that's what I do. I just worship God in the morning. Soon as I wake up, soon as I plant my feet on the floor, I worship him.
I
And
love
it's
that.
it's been I've been feeling like, I don't know, like I feel like a new person. Like seriously, I hear people say it all the time. Like I do. I feel like I'm a new person. Like I'm reinventing myself. So I'm excited about the journey.
And listen, your posts have been, I mean, I can see it. I can see the
Girl.
transformation. So it's
Ooh.
not going unnoticed. Let me just put it out there like
Oh
that.
my
So
God. I
yeah.
can't even express the feeling though. Like you can't even put into words. So
Hmm.
it's new to me. And I'm like, girl, it's so funny because my kids be looking at me like, what's going on? Like seriously, they be like, what's going on? But I'm gonna be a blessing to my household. Like I have to set the tone. So it all starts with me. So
Yeah. I love that. Proverbs 31 woman. Listen,
yeah.
come on
Oh,
now.
yes,
I
yes.
love it. And being that you do so many things that actually puts you in front of people, having that positive mindset, it makes a big difference because your energy changes the room. It
Every
sets the
time.
tone for the atmosphere that you enter.
Every single time. I cannot stress that enough. It does. It
Mhm.
definitely does. Like I talked to so many different people. And that was why I wanted this walk to be so serious, because it was like, okay, Ashley, you're leading these people, but where are you leading them to? So
Right.
that was most important to me, because I was like, yeah, like I love doing what I'm doing, but I want to
Mhm.
make sure that I'm doing it and doing it for the right reasons and doing it with God in mind.
Absolutely. And God is the head of my life, so I do
Oh
everything with
Lord.
him in mind. Yes,
Yeah.
you have to. And when you develop that personal relationship with God, it's just
Mhm.
Nothing like anything I've ever experienced. It's the
I
most
know.
important relationship for me to have in
Yeah,
my life.
this is true.
And I'm
This
an
is
introvert. I don't know if y'all could tell, but I'm a very big introvert. So I don't have to talk to people every day, but I do
Mhm.
talk to God every day. That is the
Oh,
one person that I have to talk to every day.
every day. That's
Mhm.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
So when it comes to personal development, aside
Mhm.
from your, strengthening your walk with God, what is
Mhm.
something else that you do daily to develop yourself personally?
So to develop myself, I love to see how I influence other people. So by me helping others, that's how I that's how I get my like that's how I get like, oh my gosh, I made a difference, you know? So
Mhm.
helping people, like encouraging people. If it's like, oh my God, you look beautiful today, like sending somebody a nice text message. That makes me feel good to make other people feel good. And I don't even know if that makes sense, but that does it for me, you
It
know?
does. It
It
makes
does.
perfectly sense. It makes
Yeah,
perfect sense.
it does it for
Yes.
me. And it's just so funny because sometimes when I come into contact with people, they're like, like, why is she so nice? Like, why is she so bubbly? Like, is this like truly how she is? But it's like, yeah, like I think God made me this way for a reason, you know? So I have a connection with people, like it's unbelievable.
Yeah. And when I first met you, I was like, I need to meet her because I like that. I like that energy.
Mhm,
I love that. And so
mhm.
a lot of people will probably take it as intimidation. They feel intimidated by like, okay, or is she being fake or phony because
Yes,
nobody is that happy all the
yes,
time? Yes, so
yes.
it can happen. Like you're
Oh my
still
gosh.
here. Be
Right.
grateful. Have that attitude of gratitude. Somebody is not here and you still are. So why are you
Yeah.
so mad?
Yes. But
Yeah.
let's flip it though, Kiki. So if I was not so happy, if I was always complaining and negative, would you want to be around me?
Nope.
No, you
Hmm.
you wouldn't. But some people may want to see you miserable, and you know what I'm saying. So it's just like I said the other night. It's like a lose-lose situation. But baby, just be you. Just be
Be
you, and just you know what I'm saying. You can't please people. So I'm definitely not a people pleaser, but it warms my heart. It makes me feel good when others feel good about themselves. So I
same.
think that's where, the I am enough started for me.
Okay. Listen, and that was a good segue into I'm enough. And let's talk about it because you have the merchandise, you have the conference. You just had a
Mhm.
nice conference. I heard
Yeah.
everything was amazing. I was trying to be there, but I wasn't able to be there because I was trying to surprise you. But
Oh my
tell us
God.
the concept about how I'm enough started.
It is so crazy how I'm gonna start it. So it goes back when I was a little girl. So I didn't really know my worth. I didn't know who Ashley was. I had to reinvent myself, and find out, dig deep down inside and recreate this person that people see today. So basically, I was on a reality TV show, To Rome for Love. These people put me in Rome, Italy to find love, right? In a man. And I get out there and I'm thinking it's just a free trip. We about to go out here, we about to meet some men. And God is funny how he worked, right? So I'm out there in Rome and I met a guy and I thought I was in love. Fast forward, I sit down with Gina Neely. Her and her husband had a cooking
Cooking
show
show.
in,
Mhm.
I was just upset. The guy had did something and I'm upset and I'm crying. And she was like, Ashley, she was like, you don't need a man to validate you. She said, "You are enough." And from there, like it just clicked. And it was just like nobody has ever seen me in that light until
Mm,
that day. My whole life I was hearing how I wasn't good enough, how I wasn't pretty enough. I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. And this lady didn't even know me. And she
mhm,
sat there and she told me, she said, "You are enough. You don't need anybody to validate you. You are enough. You have everything that you need within yourself." But I had to know that myself, right? So I brought that back to Louisiana. And from there, baby, it just went on. Like I was just like, okay, so we about to do a conference, we about to get some merchandise. And from there, it just went. And I was like, I am enough. Like I have the bracelet to prove it. I even got it tatted on my arm. Like I live and breathe that now. Like nobody can tell me,
mhm.
that I'm not who I am, because I know my worth. And it's such a great feeling when you're delivered from that and you know who you are.
Right,
So that's how
right.
I'm enough started.
Nice. I love
Mhm.
that. Shout out to Gina because I used to love
Oh,
her and Pat's
girl.
show.
Girl, we sat there. She said, "You are enough. You don't need no man to validate you." And the whole time, I mean, the man was fine, but I didn't know who I was. Like, how the
Yeah,
heck am I about to go to Italy to find love when I don't love my damn self? You know what I'm saying? So it was
yeah.
like, you don't even know who you are, but you about to go out here. talking about you trying to find love. So it was all in God's planning, to send me on that trip, paid trip. Yes, like I was on this huge, television show, Bravo. That platform even brought a lot of women to me because they seen me when I didn't even see myself. So I'm telling my story on the show, how I hated the color of my skin and how I hated myself. And these women was like, thank you for sharing your story. Like,
Hmm.
you were beautiful. You were like my favorite person. And so I said this the other day. I said, the things that you were criticized for in the past, the things that people made fun of you in the past for, people love about you now.
Yep.
Like I get compliments on my hair now. I get compliments on my skin now. I get compliments on my personality now. But I
Hmm.
hated it about myself. I was criticized in the past.
Yeah.
But I am
Yeah.
enough. I was enough the whole time. I just didn't know it.
Yeah. And that brings me to a question about self-love. Like, speak to someone who feel like they're not enough,
Right.
and the importance of having that self-love, because I too didn't once love myself, and I
Jesus.
allowed other people to love on me that shouldn't have, and then it
Right.
took me to a dark place that I had to crawl myself out of, and I'll never go there again. So just talk to the woman or even the man that's
Yeah.
watching or listening that may
Yeah.
feel like they're not enough. What's the
Yeah.
importance of having that self-love?
Oh my gosh, it's so important, y'all. Like, and the I Am Enough conference, it's funny that you say that because it's not only for women. So that's why I started. It's for men, it's for women, it's for kids, because we all need to know how important it is to have that self-love. This is so important. Like I've been encountered with people that want to kill themselves. Like I've never got to that point, but I had to basically try to talk people out of it. So it's very important to dig down, deep down inside, and find something that motivates you. That's what does it for me. Find something that makes you want to live and breathe and go another day, like keep fighting. So that's what saved my life. I found that one thing that I could not fail. I could not fail them, right? Or could not fail it. So find that one thing that motivates you, that keep you going, you know, that you want to live for.
Right.
So that's what I did.
And then I had to develop a relationship with myself. I had to learn who KeKe
Mm,
was and not
mm,
worry about who other people wanted me to be. Because
exactly.
growing up, there was like, you're not gonna make no money doing this, writing books, whatever. You should go in this, or
Mm,
you should go in that.
mm,
And here I am, like, okay, and I'm
mm,
just miserable the whole time. But the whole
mm.
time, writing has never left my side. It was what I used to help others get through their pain. And
Yeah,
then God said to me, the same way that you can help others get through their stuff is the same way that you can help yourself get through your
that's
stuff.
good.
You
That's
just have
good.
to tap into that. And
Yeah.
as a lover of words, words saved my life. I can honestly say that
Mhm.
because I
That's
have
good.
a way of, manipulating them to sound beautiful and,
Mhm.
just descriptive and all of the things that I needed.
Yeah.
So self-love can be a lot of things, and a lot of
Yeah.
people get it misconstrued with self-care. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to have that self-love to tap into
Yeah.
that self-care, because if you
Yeah.
don't love yourself, you don't care enough to go and
Exactly.
make sure that you're reading books that feed your mind, making
Yeah.
sure that you go get a massage or your nails and hair done. And it's deeper than the hair and the nails for me.
Exactly.
It's
Oh my
feeding
gosh.
myself inwardly, like something that's going to stimulate me from the inside
In your
to the
soul.
outside. Because you could be the prettiest person that walked this earth,
Of course.
but you
Yeah.
ugly on the inside,
Oh my
and
goodness.
nobody knows that until you're behind closed doors. So
Mhm.
speak to someone who is
It's
hiding themselves,
crazy.
their true self,
It's
from the
crazy.
people that need it most. What can you
Right.
say to that person?
I would just say be true to you. Be true to yourself. Like I was so unhappy. Y'all cannot stress enough how unhappy I was. Like growing up, like I was told that I was nothing. So just think about a person that had to go through these things. Like I had to reinvent who I was. So be true to you, who you are. Like find a way to dig deep down inside and find a way to live your true self. And it starts, I really, really believe in my heart, it starts with God.
Uh-huh.
Like for a long time, I tried and I tried, KeKe. I kept failing. Everything that I was doing, I kept failing at it because he was never part of my life. Like I didn't have him in on the journey. I was thinking that Ashley Marissa was doing all of it. Like Ashley
Yeah.
Marissa started this business. Like Ashley Marissa, went to Italy. Ashley, made all of this happen. No, I wasn't giving him the praise. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Hmm.
every single time I fell right back down. You know what I'm saying? He put me on my butt every single time because I was not giving him the praise. But I can tell you now, baby, I'm gonna praise him till I can't praise him no more. Because in
Hey.
life, you want to excel, but you have to give God the glory so people can see how He's helped you. You know what I'm saying? So they want to do that as well. They want to get God's glory,
Hmm.
because they see you, and how God is working in your life.
Yeah, God's glory defined my story, like for real.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
without
That was good.
without God, I wouldn't even be
Oh
here
my,
right now.
that was
And
good.
I'm so glad that even when I turned my back on myself, he was always there.
Mhm,
Even when I thought I was alone, he was always there. And I
mhm.
tell people, I'm a woman of faith. So if you don't like what we're talking about, I don't know what to tell you. It's something
Right,
deeper within there. But we are
right.
women of faith. We love God, and we're going to talk about him because without him, we wouldn't be here.
Jesus.
And he orders my steps, and I just go.
You just do what he tell you
I
to
just
do.
go.
I'm learning,
Mhm.
child. I am learning. I'm on this
But it's a
path of
beautiful thing though when you recognize who you are and whose you are, so many doors of opportunity
mhm,
open. You
mhm,
lose
mhm.
people along the way, but you have to realize that those were not your people. Your
Exactly.
vibe will attract your tribe. And
Exactly.
sometimes even in that tribe, you're gonna have somebody that don't see you for who God sees you and make
Right,
it personal. And
right.
I'm dealing with that right now. I'm like
Mhm.
I didn't do anything to warrant that. And
Right.
I'm a communicator. So if I
Yeah.
feel like something is off and I didn't do anything to you, I may come to you. But sometimes God say, it's not
Just
you. Keep doing what you're doing.
just leave
If
it.
it's worth salvaging the relationship, they will
Just
come to you.
yeah.
And so
Yeah.
far it has happened. Some I was able to salvage. Some of
Mhm.
them it's like I don't wish you anything but the best.
Yeah.
But you stay over
Leave it.
there 'cause where
Just
I'm
leave
going.
it.
No.
Yeah. Just leave it be. Just
and
leave
I'm
it.
and I'm good with that.
Just leave it be. That's how we gotta do. That's how we have to do it. Just leave it be.
Look, when we
Mhm.
stop taking things personally because we don't know what people go through
Mhm.
and really focus on what we are put here to do, tap into our purpose, life
Yeah.
becomes so much more rewarding because
Mhm.
I was always that person. I didn't people please, but I always worried about, well, dang, what do they think about me? Or what
Mhm.
are they going to think about this if I do
Mhm.
this or this? Not no more.
Yeah.
You don't
Change
have to
real
like it, baby.
quick.
You ain't even got to say nothing about it. God didn't give you the vision that He gave me. So you're not
That's
gonna
it.
understand why I'm up late or why I
Exactly.
post all day on social media or why
Exactly.
I move the
They're
way
not
that I
gonna get it.
move. They're not
They're
gonna
not.
get it.
No, they're
Mm-mm.
not gonna get it because it's not for them to get it, and that's
It's not. It's not.
fine.
And so
Oh God.
you are getting ready to do a thing. And I'm gonna let you tell them. Let me tell you guys.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm so proud.
Oh
Tell
my
these
gosh.
people what you're about to do.
Yes. So I've been working on this for some time now, and I cannot believe it's actually happening. I wrote a book. The book is called Enough is Enough. And what inspired me to sit still and write the book is because I encountered this lady at this conference. And, the lady was ministering to me. She was talking to me. And she kept saying, she was like, "You're not tired yet?" That's all I can hear. And that's what I remember. She was like, "You're not tired yet? You're not tired yet?" She just kept asking. She was like, "You're not tired of going through the same thing over and over?" And I'm like, let me go back to my book. Enough is enough. Like, y'all, I've been through so much in my childhood life. So, what you're going to read in Enough is Enough, you're going to see this little girl um, growing up in a single parent household, and she's broken, she's lost, she's hurt, she's seeing her mom be treated bad by men. So this little girl she's confused,
Mm.
and she's looking for love in all the wrong places. You see how the connection is coming?
Mhm.
So I didn't know my worth. I didn't know what it meant to feel love, because my mom was always working and she was absent. To say that because she was absent, I was molested by someone very close in our family. So you're gonna read this book, and I put a lot of my heart in it. I put a lot of passion into it. And a lot of people say, you're telling your story, man. You're so brave, and it takes a brave person because right now the book hadn't even came out yet, girl, and I'm getting fire. I'm getting dirty looks, but I feel that it needs to be done. I feel that by me releasing this book, it's gonna break so many generational curses. I
Mm-hmm.
feel that as Black people, we sweep a lot of things under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
Things that happen in a household stays in a household, so they say. Um, when I told my mom, because I had to sit down and talk to my mom because I feel like she was the only person I needed to talk to about this,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a huge story about us. When I told her that I was molested, she had no clue.
Wow.
And her answer or her question to me was, she was like, "Why didn't you say something?" And my answer to her was like, "So if I would have said something, what would you have done?
Mm.
What would you have done? What would you have done if I would have said, 'Hey mom, I was molested or
Mm-hmm.
so and so did this to me?'" They would have swept it under the rug. They would
Yeah.
have told me to hush my mouth. I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, I probably would have probably try to commit suicide from there. I don't even know what would have happened. But
Right.
I was quiet. I think I was quiet for a reason. I think I was trying to protect myself. I
Yeah.
was scared.
Mm-hmm.
So you will read about this little girl, and as she go through these things, she's learning. She's learning as she go through all these different steps, and at the end, because there will be a part two. There will be a part two, but at the end she will have some breakthroughs, but she hasn't reached her peak yet, so y'all stay
Yeah.
tuned. Release date is a short read. The release date is May the 1st. We're pushing this really hard to get this to you guys, and yeah, just welcome to my world, man. I love the beauty of it because a lot of people didn't know the things that I went through because they see this person now.
Mm-hmm.
But the person back then, she wasn't a pretty girl, man. She was internally not a pretty girl.
Mm-hmm. Well, look, I'm so happy for you, and it does take a brave person to share their story. And the
Yeah.
fact that you're getting fired right now, that just tells you how powerful this book is about to be.
Yeah, yeah. Girl, I'm talking dirty looks. Like, girl, like I felt it when I went to the family fun. It was heavy. Like it was like almost they didn't even know why I was there. Like, why is she here?
Hmm.
like I wasn't supposed to be there. Like I was a
Mhm.
stranger. And I
But to them,
felt
you
it.
probably do look like a stranger because you're not the same Ashley that they knew.
Say it again. Say it
Uh-huh.
again. You
You're
see
not
that
the little
glow?
girl that they probably still
Oh,
see you as. You're
strong.
not the person that's broken like you were. You're not
Yeah,
the person that's tried to hide
this
because
is
she didn't
true.
want anybody to see
Come
her.
on. Come
We're
on.
we're similar like that because
Come
in my
on.
book I like to hide under the bed because I didn't like people like that. I didn't
Mm.
go through what you went through, but I had some things that I had to overcome, and it was all
Yeah.
about the way that I saw myself. I really
Yeah.
felt like ain't nobody loved me when my grandmother passed away. I felt
Mm.
like the love that she gave me went away when she left. And I was
Mm.
8 years old. And I was like,
Jesus.
dang, I missed out on having her. Yeah, I had a relationship with my maternal grandmother, but it was something different about Big Mama because we saw her the most.
Mm.
And I ain't trying to say I was the favorite, but I was the favorite.
Right. Right.
But
Oh,
yeah, it just hits different when you are healed telling your story versus trying to
girl.
tell it while you're still broken.
Broken. This is true.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that's
So
why it's coming out now instead of
yeah,
back then.
back then, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in this space, girl, and they looking at me, I'm looking at them, they looking at me, I'm looking at them like, I'm not gonna leave until I'm ready to leave. So I stayed for about an hour, and me and my fiance, we left. And it recently it got back to me that it's almost like they were celebrating. They was happy I left, child. It was just like,
Listen, I ain't trying to call your family no evil spirits, but hey,
like
you made them uncomfortable for a reason.
I was just about, you took the words out of my mouth. You walk in a room and you make them uncomfortable. Hey, hey,
There is
hey.
no elevation in the comfort zone. So the fact that you made them
Yeah,
uncomfortable, hopefully something resonates with you because they're gonna buy the book and they're gonna read it and they're
yeah,
gonna probably have some questions.
yeah, yeah,
And some of them probably gonna come to you and apologize because
yeah.
they probably don't know or they knew and just didn't say anything, you know?
Mm,
So be prepared for that. And you're gonna break some chains and generational curses by speaking out and telling your truth.
But you know what I do want to say, KeKe? Like when I talk to my mom and I talk to a cousin about it, and that's why I said be slow to speak because they think that it's okay to tell kids you're ugly. You know,
Mm,
you're not gonna be anything. And they thought that was like a way to talk to kids. And that's what she said. She was like, girl, that's how we talked to y'all back then. But that's not right.
at
I
all.
would never talk to my kids like that. I would never tell my daughter, you're ugly, like your
Mhm,
hair is nappy. Like
mhm.
I would never do anything like that does something to a child. And so that's why I say in the book, like be slow to speak, like watch what you tell your kids because your kids, that's how they're learning. They're learning
Yeah,
by what you feed them. So what you
absolutely.
feed a child, that's who they become. If you say, baby, you are more than a conqueror, baby, you are beautiful, baby, you are powerful. That's what they're gonna know. They're gonna hold themselves up and they're gonna be hold themselves accountable to what you're feeding into them. But if you tell
Absolutely.
them no, you're dumb, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna think that they're gonna do anything. Girl, I
Hmm.
didn't think I for 1 minute, like seriously, I had to learn how to read. Like I
Hmm.
had to teach myself how to read. Like I didn't even graduate from high school. A lot of people
Hmm.
don't even know that. Like I had
Hmm.
to pay my way through high school. I
Wow.
had to work to pay my way to go through high school.
Right. Wow.
You know? So I mean, yeah, like it's sad because they do, but I think this generation, I think we're mentally stronger.
Hmm.
This generation, they get it.
Hmm.
A lot of us get it, you know. So I think that we're the upcoming, like, man,
But it
millennium, like
stops. It
we're
stops. This stops with me. It's not going on to the next. The next
no, this
generation won't
stops
have
with
to hear
us.
about it.
No,
It
serious
stops with
real
us.
talk.
Like it
We're
stops
not.
with us. We're
It
not
does.
subjecting our kids to that. And
Yeah.
I hate when people feel like it's okay to force our kids to get to know people that hurt us.
Mm.
It is not okay, and you don't have to force your kids to be in the company of those people.
Right.
Unless some conversations have been had and some healing
Mhm.
has taken
Yeah,
place, no, my kids don't need to be around you. For what?
exactly.
For you can have the opportunity to pour into
Do it
them
to them.
or
Yeah.
do it to them? No, no, because no, I would easily tell the judge, yes, I did it. No, I don't need
Yeah.
peers, a jury of my peers. No, just
Right.
go ahead, sentence me because
Right.
I did it. Hmm.
Right. And to second that, in order for them, they have to accept the fact. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't heal if you won't accept it. So I think that was
Exactly.
the thing with my mom. Like she kept saying, you just trying to get these people to think I was a bad mama. And I was like, that is not the case. This really happened. This happened. Like I
Hmm.
didn't make this up. Instead of flipping the side, you know, and saying, I didn't know any better. That's the
Right.
only way I knew how to raise you. That's the
Right.
only way I was taught how to raise you. You know,
Hmm.
just be honest with yourself. But that would have made me feel so much better if you would have just told me the truth instead of denying it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we have to give them grace as well because
Yeah,
they were only able to give what they had.
what they knew. That's true.
And being that she was single parent, trying to work, make sure that she provided the best way that she could. That's all
hmm
she knew. So
hmm
we just have to give some
Yeah.
grace. We have to
Yes.
give some grace to
Yeah.
ourselves as well as other
Eventually,
people.
eventually she
Yeah.
came back. So it was twice. Like I tried to talk to her the first time and she was very
Mhm.
hostile, screaming. And then she came back the second time. And then that's when she told me that she didn't know any better. And so I was able to receive that then. I was able to be like,
Right.
okay, that's all. And then she was like, I love you. Like, I think that like, she started telling me this. I was like, that's all I ever wanted to hear. You know, like, that's
Yeah.
all I really needed. So I understand that you didn't know any better. But at first
Right.
I didn't know. I thought you hated me.
Right.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm
Until
saying? So
those
I didn't know.
conversations happen, that's
Yeah.
we assumptions are made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the conversations have to be had. That's why I say also talk to your kids. Like my kids can't leave this house without me talking to them.
Yeah.
Like Ashton can't go nowhere without me asking, you know, where are you going? And then when you come back, like how did it go? Like I want to know. Like I'm that
Mhm.
parent to be involved. So I do think that parents should be involved in their kids' life. That's the only way you're gonna be in control of what's going on with them, you know,
Right.
until they're an adult and out of your house, then that's what they do, you know. But
Mhm.
when they're a child under your roof, be involved in your kid's life,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, because some kids just don't have it at all.
Don't. They don't. They don't.
Yeah,
They don't.
yeah, that's very powerful, and we grew up thinking that yeah, we had a voice, but most of the time when grown-ups talk, go out the room. You
Girl.
know, if you have something to say, look, you be seen and not
You were
heard.
shunned. You were shunned. You were shunned off.
Yeah,
You were
go play somewhere.
yeah. You
So
were shunned off.
I always try to keep that line of communication with my kids
Mhm.
open because if they're not talking to you, they gonna
They
talk to somebody, or
they learn.
somebody gonna talk them into doing something that they don't have no business doing.
This is so true. This is so
Mhm.
true. This is so true. And that's why, and everybody think they was like, well, you hold your kids on a pedestal. And it's not that I hold my kids on a pedestal. It's like I want more for them. So I care about them so much because of what was done to me. Like I
Mhm.
feel like almost like I have to protect them, you know?
Mhm.
So it's like I want better than what I had. So for Ashton and Nyla, like I want to give them everything that I didn't have. Like I gave
Right.
my son a vehicle. Like I had to work for my vehicle, KeKe. Like nobody gave me a vehicle. So it was
Mhm.
like everything to me be like, Ashton, here, this is your car, you know? It's the little things, that makes me feel good because I didn't have that. But I'm gonna make sure they do. I'm gonna make sure
Exactly.
that everything, like the best schools, everything, like everything. Everything I didn't
Absolutely.
have.
And that's
Mhm.
how those cycles are broken. Because
Yes.
now you're raising adults that are healed, who are healed. They're not
Hmm.
broken. So they don't go into other relationships with people
Right.
outside of the house,
Yeah.
hostile or
Yeah.
privileged or entitled
Yeah.
and things like
Yeah.
that, and then be led astray because the first time somebody say no,
Yeah. They
all
lose
hell
their
break
mind.
loose.
Yep, they
Uh-huh.
lose their mind. This is
Yeah.
true. This is true. And
Yeah.
they're like,
So
you are so protective. Like you're so strict. No, I'm not, baby. You're gonna thank me later. You're gonna definitely
absolutely.
thank me later. Cause it's
And
it's a
trust me,
cool.
they paying attention and they
Oh yeah.
understand and they appreciate it. I bet you any kind of money they telling their friends about how you do, and their friends probably like, I wish my mama did that.
Girl, listen, one of the teachers called me one day and was like, I just want to tell you that Ashton wrote a beautiful essay about how you're like the wonderful mom and you cook for him and you're
Yes, I love it. Shout
and
out
this
to
is a big
Ashton for that.
boy. This was a big boy. So it just makes me feel good to know that, and I know that they're watching.
Hmm.
Parents need to know, like they watching, they learning from you.
Always
Sometimes,
watching.
yeah, you're the
You might
only
not even
person.
see them because they so sneaky,
Girl,
but they
they're so
watching.
sweet. They watching every single thing you do. And he's so much like me. My son is so much like me. Like
Mine too, girl. Oh my
girl,
God.
he's such a leader. Like he'll go up and he'll talk to a stranger, like
Hmm.
start a whole conversation. And that's what I love about Ashton because at the school, he's a natural born leader. Like he wants to help, like, the special kids and things like
Hmm.
that. Like that's just who we are. Like
Yeah, and
Nyla,
keep
not
encouraging him. Keep
yes,
encouraging
yes.
him.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
he's strong, but it scares me sometimes because he's a black man. He's a big black man.
Uh,
So in this world, we have to be mindful of that. So he's never been stopped by a police officer, knock on wood, but I do have those conversations. Like if
right.
something happened, like we have to prepare our
You
kids.
have. Hmm.
Nobody told me any of this, Kiki.
Yeah.
Nobody ever had these conversations with me.
Right.
So I try my best to be the best, example for them that I can.
Yeah. I mean, and I have a story where
Girl.
we're talking about the cops. Look, I was coming home from work and I used to work at the mall and we used to close at 9 o'clock and it was a dark road to get to where I live in Greensburg on Highway
Hmm.
10. And the cops put their lights on behind me and I outran the cops because you would never catch me on the side of the
Girl,
road
I'm
in the
trying to
dark,
tell you
pitch
now.
dark.
I don't know.
I'm not telling anybody to do that and I would never
Baby,
tell my kids
listen.
to
But
do
baby,
that. But
listen. Mm-mm. No,
he
you're
didn't
right.
catch me. He did not catch me and I didn't get a ticket. And I went
Wait,
home and I told
are
I
you
told my
playing with
mama.
me?
She was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "I was careful, baby, because I've been driving since I was 11 and I pay
Oh
attention." But
my,
I said, "Baby, your car got today." I was driving
oh
her car.
my
I said,
God.
I probably gave it all it needed to have that day. I done
Oh
maxed it out.
my.
She was like, "Oh my goodness." But it
But
is
ain't
what it
that
is because
something?
I used to work in the city of Denham Springs and got chased one night, my friend and I, by some, people that had on white hats and stuff. Yeah, I was like, if you stop this car, we both gonna die. So
Y'all
you better
gonna die.
drive like your life depend on it.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
we drove, and they followed us for a while, but we did not stop
Oh
because
my
we
God.
probably wouldn't be here to this day. But
Oh
yeah,
my
it
God.
was,
Isn't that
experiencing that, you have to have those conversations with your child. And like you
girl?
said, raising a black son in this country, it's unfortunate that we have to treat them different, but
They need to
your
know.
skin makes you a target.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. And that's a whole conversation that we could
I
have for another day. But so before we get
know.
out of here, tell the people how they can pre-order the book, how they can go and support where
Yes,
you hang out on social media. Tell us
yes,
all the
yes.
things.
Yes, so you can pre-order your I Am Enough copy through me. My IG is Ashley Marissa 84. Facebook is Ashley Marissa. You can also follow me, and I have all my events. We're actually having a release party on May the 26th. I want you guys to come out. We will have like VIP. We will have autographed copies, photos. It's going to be a beautiful event. So we want you guys to come out and celebrate with us. But yeah, like I'm super excited about this. It's still more to come because I'm still growing and I'm still learning.
Absolutely. And all of her information will be in the show notes, guys. So you have no excuse but to go and find her and support her. This is a great movement. You starting something. That's all I'm gonna say. You
I
starting
love,
something with
I
enough is
love
enough
that.
and I'm enough conference. You starting something. It's
Yes,
beautiful. I know that it's gonna change more lives than it already have. Because how
yes.
many years you've been doing it?
Girl, I've been doing it like 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
um, what's next besides the book?
Well, I don't know if I can say too much, but yeah, what about another TV show? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it
Absolutely,
out there. I
absolutely.
might be on your TV screen real soon.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. And so, on a personal note, and I like to ask this question to all my guests before we get off,
Mhm.
what would your now self tell your younger self about our topic for today is enough is enough?
My young self will tell my older self is, oh my gosh, don't let anyone tell your story.
Mm,
Don't let anyone tell your story. Don't let anyone dictate who you should and shouldn't be. Be true to yourself. Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
what I would say. That's what I would say. Be true to yourself. Because still today, like people try to change you every day.
Absolutely. But you have you make the decision
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
going to fall into that or you're going to just be who you are.
Be who you are. That's it.
Yes,
Enough is
indeed.
enough. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. And with that being said, guys, you have been listening to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I have been joined today with the lovely Ashley Marissa. Y'all make sure that y'all support her. The book drops on May 1st. You can get it on all platforms, retail book platforms. So we want to know what y'all think about it. So y'all make sure that y'all
Yes.
connect with her so you can get her on your podcast. If you're a podcast who's looking for a guest to be on your podcast, hit up Ashley. She is more than willing to be on your
Yes,
platform. And
absolutely.
we are back with another episode of Kicking It with KeKe every Thursday at noon Central Standard Time. So just remember that you are enough. You are more than enough, actually.
Yes,
Be true
yes.
to you, stay true to you, keep showing up, keep speaking your truth, and don't let anybody define who you are. Okay?
That's it.
Be who God made you to be. And if you don't like yourself, you have everything within your power to change it.
To change it, reinvent.
Hmm.
That's it.
So, any last words you want to say to the audience before we get out of here?
I love y'all. I love y'all, but you have to love yourself first. So you can't share anything. You can't share any love until you love yourself first. So do that.
All right. With that being said, you guys have been listening to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe. Purple hugs. Later.
Peace.